Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hionan's Creative Q&A session. You see, and please forgive the mess behind me, but the majority of it is I have a great deal of knowledge. You see, I'm well taught, well read, and I know so many different things about life. That's why I named this my Q&A session. There is a lot of knowledge that I happen to have that most people don't. Due to the fact that I have this knowledge, I've never been able to be a teacher before. Now I can. And I really want to share what knowledge I have. Now, I happen to be gay. I have been married to a wonderful man for the last 21 years of my life. I find myself exceedingly lucky. But the other point is, I'm a Christian minister and I have studied the Bible. One thing I will say is that unless you're following like Matthew 22, verse 35 through 38, which is honor thy God thy Father with all thy heart and all thy mind. Second, like unto it, treat thy neighbor as thyself. In no way, shape, or form have I ever read any sort of add-ons, tags, amendments saying that that only covers you if you're white, male, and straight. So let's be honest, guys. There is plenty of room to be a Christian and be gay. I don't have any time for anybody who's gonna come at me with Paul, i.e., Saul of Tarsus, and his letters in Romans and Corinthians. You see, the Old Testament is history, it's where we've been. The New Testament, if you're a Christian, is very simply the four Gospels Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Do not come for me saying, oh, well, Romans or Corinthians. Well, Paul never met Christ while Christ walked the planet. So I discount him, just like I discount the oh, Revelations, simply because if people are too busy living for the future and so-called prophecy, which will attend to itself, I have no time for them. Because quite honestly, well, we are supposed to be faithful stewards of this planet, and we still haven't managed to do that. Come on, guys. Live in the here and now. Be responsible for your actions. And quit waiting for Christ to come back and tell you all how to properly live. This is very simple. So that's my, well, religious credentials. Now, as to everything else, I have a lot of knowledge, like I said. I happen to love history. I love social studies. I happen to have things like, guys, Frankenstein was the name of the doctor, not the monstrous creation he made. We all think Frankenstein and think of it the monster. No, Frankenstein is the doctor. Adam is actually the name given by the doctor for the creation that he made. So, and things like the antebellum South, 1820 to 1860. Most of us know in the South, we know the history of plantation workers, plantation owners, the slaves, i.e., plantation workers. But what about the rest? What about the poorer white folk in the South. Well, to give you an idea, they were poor and had few job opportunities because, well, why pay them when there are slaves to do it for free? All you needed were the slave drivers and the owners. Most people don't know that the poor white families had to eke out survival living on plots of land that were not seen as marketable by the plantations. And those that managed to eke out an existence, half of their crop went to the plantation owners, mostly because all of that land was on somebody's property. Back then, during the 1820s to 1860s, only white men with large tracts of land could even vote. Like I said, this gives you a pretty good idea of just how much history and knowledge I have. If there's a subject you want me to cover, by all means, let me know what it is. And if I don't know it, I will definitely research it for you and then come back and be able to inform you. Anyway, the only other place where you will find me is on TikTok under Hyonan. Heannan. I'm only here because of the fact that, well, my lives keep getting mass reported because somebody objects to the fact that I am gay. Oh well, it is what it is. But I want to make my knowledge and everything else except accessible to you. So I have a couple of channels. This one is my Q&A. The others are the ones that I'm like, well, enjoying reading my fan fiction. Anyway, take care everyone. This is Hyonin, logging off.